Hey, welcome to WOMOM channel. This week's class is yoga for anxiety. Yoga is great for anxiety because it gives us a practice to come to, especially when we don't know what's coming, and that can make us very worried and fearful for the future. So let's just start with some grounding. Turn around to lie on your stomach on the mat today. Cross your forearms and rest your forehead into your arms and just breathe into the belly. This will allow the breath to come into the organs a little bit more. So you should feel your back body swell up a bit with the breath. Send the breath deep into the stomach and feel the compression against the mat. This rotation in the shoulders should also feel nice, but if you don't feel good lying on your forearms, just turn your head to either the left or right side to lie on either cheek. We're going to stay here for another 20 seconds just to settle in, so tune into the breath. Notice where it's constricted, where it feels a little bit nervous or quivering or not quite so smooth. Relax your heart space, relax the forehead and the back of the neck. Take the tops of the feet and start to pat them. Tap them into the mat just about 10 times to wake them up, activating the feet first. Then I want you to come into Sphinx pose. So come to rest on your elbows, bringing them in side by side, and turn the palms to face down. And you're going to start to feel the shoulders burn a bit as we hold here for a minute. This pose helps to open the heart space, so allow your shoulders to draw down the spine. Then take nice little neck rotations. The head can do half circles to the left and right slowly, just to feel into the neck, into the body, into the breath. If the rotation is starting to get difficult, turn the palms to face upwards, but keep pulling the heart through. So keep elbows hugging in so that the shoulder blades can grow long and the heart, the chest can breathe bigger. Bring the chin up so your throat can stretch. A few more seconds here, you can do it. Squeeze the glutes, the buttocks so that your lower back is okay here. We're warming up the spine in a back bend. All right, we're going to move into a supported plank. So pull the core into the spine, keep the elbows right where they are, then lift the hips shoulder width height. Lower the hips down, drop the belly, inhale, look up, chest up. Exhale, draw the elbows in, pull the chest in, pull the hips up, keep the knees down, but the spine is straight. Good. Dropping the hips down, drop the belly into that soft back bend, lift the chin and chest, inhale into the front body. Exhale, draw the chest, rib cage into the spine and lift the hips up. Hold, then drop it down. Inhale to release. Looking up. Exhale, contract the chest into the back body so that the spine can lift and suspend you off the floor. Hips should float up. Then float back down to the mat as you release. Shoulder blades again pull down the spine. Inhale, pull the chest in, core, then hips up. So it's 1, 2, 3. Nice. Dropping the hips down. Big breath in, release. Now bend the left knee in. Reach back to grab that foot. And the stretch here is when you pull the heel in towards the hip. And if the hip up feels good, stay there. Otherwise, if you want to grab a deeper stretch, let the hip come down into the mat. And the hand should rotate, so the shoulders should fold forward and down. And you can turn the hand so that you're able to have the thumb inwards, pinky facing outwards. And keep pulling that heel past the hip even if you can, past the buttocks. Stay here, breathing into the stretch. Keep the chest facing forward. Otherwise, the hip is lifted and you're leaning to the side. Releasing the foot. We're going to take a moment to stretch into the groin. So bring that knee forward as close to the shoulder as you can with the knee bent. Rolling over onto the left hip is where the stretch will happen. You don't need to think about this too much. The position in this half frog pose is enough. The inner groin should really feel it here. So just go inwards into the breath, close the eyes. Releasing, let the leg go shoot straight behind you to meet the right. And come to wiggle out the hips. Let the blood flow, give your lower back a little massage. Notice the difference in the left and the right side after we've done those stretches. It's good to take note. All right, come back onto the elbows. We're going to go back into Sphinx pose for a minute. And I'm giving you an option to go into a deeper stretch here if your back is okay. So I'm straightening my arms so that my spine can come into a bigger back bend, but I'm keeping a micro bend in my elbows. That way my shoulders can roll back and down. My glutes are still engaged so that my lower back isn't strained at all. And if you're feeling like this is too much, you've tried it, and it's just not right for you, come back to lie on your elbows. That's part of the practice, is to know when is too much and to give yourself that grace to take maybe what is not so egotistical. Remember, no one is watching, no one is judging. This is you and your practice. All right, come to that forearm supported plank, pull the core in, pull the hips up just 5 times. This is 1. Drop it down. Find your inhale breath to look up. Exhale, pull the core in, lift the hips. You've done it already. That's 2. Keep on breathing in, drop the belly, back bend. Exhale, pull the chest in. That's really important. Floating the hips, then dropping them down. Inhale and exhale. Last one here. Hold. Then release. Good work. Give yourself some credit. Turn on the left elbow to reach behind and grab the right foot. And again, go for the option that was right for you. And the right and the left side can be different. You might be more flexible on one side. And that's where the exploration is at, finding the balances, the imbalances, and working with both. Can you pull the hip closer towards you? The flexion in the knee is so healthy for you. Just lie here and breathe. Try to flatten the chest, bringing the shoulder down, bringing the heel closer towards you. Just a few more moments here before we move into half frog pose. As you move gently onto your elbows and then bring that knee up towards the shoulders. I'm having my eyes closed still during the practice because this is a very slow yin movement here. So the journey inward is more important than the outward. Try to roll so that the weight is equal on both hips, so you're not leaning over to one side. I made a little kickstand for my chin with my palms cupped and resting on my elbows. Just a few moments here. As we come out, just be gentle, roll onto the left side, and then straighten the leg behind you. We're coming to lie on our backs. Bring those knees into the chest and give yourself a squeeze. Give yourself a big hug, wrapping opposite elbows, even lifting the chin and chest a bit. Then rocking forward and back to come up all the way to sit. Good, engaging the core, cross the legs, come to kneel. But we're going to come into toe stand. So in your kneeling position, I want you to find the weight of the balance and then lean back so that the knees lift. And they should be as high as the hips. The shoulders are stacked on top of the hips as well. Keep squeezing the legs, squeezing the glutes so that you're not fully rested onto the heels. Palms can be where they're comfortable on the thighs or towards your heart space. The hardest thing here is to be steady as you close the eyes. Let's drop the knees down, lift the hips up, do a gentle back bend. So palms onto the lower back, thumbs in, pinkies out. And that should support your lower back as you lift the chest to lean back. Flexing the toes, pushing the hips forward, even past the knees if you can. Good, one more breath. And then release, come back to sit, pause. Palms together in front of the heart. Let's do another back bend. Find that same depth, or if you want, flatten the toes. This makes it deeper in the back bend. I'm still using my hands as support, but then you can take full camel option. It's there for you. We have warmed up our lower back a lot with our supported forearm planks and the chest open in Sphinx pose. Pull yourself up the same way you came in, one palm then the other to the heart center. Come back to sit on the heels and rest. Turn the feet, come to a forward fold. All right, so with this forward fold, we're just having the knees bent first, and then walk the feet away from you one by one. And what's important is not that the knees are straight. The hamstrings are only connected from the back of the knee to the hip. So what's important is the articulation in the lower back. No matter how deep you go in the pose, everyone feels the stretch. So take this stretch as you would, without pressure, outside opinion. And we're holding it here for another 30 seconds so that we can really breathe into the posture. And this is hard for everyone, believe it or not. It's a practice. This folding forward is a surrender. So keep leaning into it and allowing yourself to let go. Relax the mind, the forehead, the tongue, the jaw. As you come to sit up, take a big breath in, full breath out. Turn to face towards me, soles of the feet together, butterflying the knees, so flap the wings up and down a few times, not rigorously, just gently. And then the option is to lean forward in your butterfly pose. After this, we're going to take a side bend, so don't focus too much on the depth here. As we turn towards the left, walk the hands over, bring the right arm up over the head, elbow where the ear is, soft elbows, rotate the chest, and then bring the arm down. Use support to walk the hands over to the other side, very gently, and side bend the other way. The hips should not lift at all. No clenching in the knees. Lower the hand down, walk again to the center and come to sit up. Take the right foot away from you, left leg too. So again, if the legs are not straight, you're completely fine. Have the knees bent. You can even prop yourself up on a pillow, sit up onto a block. That will help the tailbone to head back so that the chest and body can move forward. Again, any height here in the body is fine. Any flexion in the knees. So if you have the knees bent, that's fine. Just have the feet flexed towards the face. That helps to engage the thighs so that the back of the knees can open. Use support of the hands to walk back. Take a breath. bring the right foot in to that half butterfly, then left heel towards the left glute. Now this is deer pose, and this can be enough. Otherwise, if you want to try, walk the hands over to the right. This will increase the stretch into the hips and the rotation in the legs. But just go for the option that you're comfortable in. If this is not comfortable for you at all, the left leg can be straight in front of you. Stay in your breath. If there's any tension, release it through the exhales. As we come out, I want you to just bring the right knee back so that you can place the hip on top of the knee and come into half rainbow. So the right hand down, left arm high and over the head, the left leg is straight. And this should just be a nice release for the hips. Let the blood flow into the left leg before we come into pigeon pose. On the right side, ground the left hip down, walk the left leg away from you. Keep the body upright, or option, of course, is to walk the hands forward and let the body rest closer towards that shin. A deeper option is to again find the back foot, so reaching back with the left hand, finding flexion in that knee. Again, finding a healthy range of mobility. If you don't have a strap at home for your home practice and you cannot reach the foot, simply don't take this option. Coming to full mermaid pose, we reach back with the right hand to grab onto the left. The toe is into the elbow. Look up last, drive that left hip down. Release the foot. And let's do the other side. So the left foot into butterfly, and the right foot goes towards the buttocks, and then turn towards the left side. Again, this is the deepest option. You can always take that right leg straight out in front of you. There should be no pinching sensation in the hips and no ache in the knees. As we come out, use support of the hands to walk your body back. Find that half rainbow again, so draw the left knee underneath the hip, left hand down, right hand high and over, right leg is straight. Flatten the hips, so pull the hips forward, just release. Let the body smile. Coming into that pigeon pose. Again, your option is here if you need pillows to support your hips or underneath the knee, that's fine. I'm going for the full deepest option, but you're welcome to join me and pause at your level. Turning to grab the back foot, find that flexion, pulling the heel in, encouraging that thigh stretch. And then lifting the body up, placing the foot into the crook of the elbow and reaching back for the hands. This is a chest opener with a back bend, with a hip opener. Mermaid pose. Exalt your face towards the sky. A beautiful heart opening. Release the hands down, release the foot. Come to cross the legs in front of you. Just rock from side to side. Gentle, easy sway to release any tension that might have come up. Rocking in the hips, rocking in the upper body. Okay, I want you to come to lie down on the belly. Take a rest. Cross the forearms, turn the face to the left or right. We're going to have a savasana here. Not traditionally on our backs today, for more grounding, more centering. Anchor the breath into the belly. Let the eyes close and rest. I'll call you when it's time to move. Take a few more mindful breaths into the body. Turn the two corners of the mouth into a smile. Start to lift up and away from the mat, using support of the arms and then the legs to come to sit up. Whatever seat is comfortable for you. I'm seated cross-legged, and then I'm again rocking from side to side, finding some fluidity in the spine. Place the left hand onto the heart, the right hand onto the belly. Stay here for a few breaths. In and out through the nose. Thank you for practicing with me. I hope that you come back to this practice. You know what's coming. You know how to anchor yourself and to find your peace within. Namaste.